Welcome back, dear learners. Before the ad break, we calculated the current ratio and we were able to comment, we're able to look at whether it had increased or it had decreased. Now with me here, I have an application question. The application question says, Jane, the owner of Jane Cakes, is worried about the ability to pay the business's short-term debts without relying on trading inventory. Assist Jane to calculate the 2022 and 2023 asset test ratio. For the year 2022, we are told that the current assets are 73,648. So we have our current assets here, 73,648. Now we need to subtract rather our stock. But here we have a problem now. We don't know how much is that stock. So we can be able to calculate the stock very easily. You say your 73,648 minus, take your calculators and punch these figures. 73,648 minus 25,328 minus 6,200. Then once you subtract these amounts, you get your trading inventory as 42,000 here becomes 42,120, 42,120. So I'll come here, then I'll say minus 42,120. It then gives me my remainder amount. After I say current assets minus stock, then I remain with 31,528. There is another way that I could have got this 31,528. I could have simply added my note number 5 and note number 6, because if I say 25,328 plus 6,200, it will give me again the very same figure. All right, so I've shown you two ways, therefore, where you get your current assets minus the stock, or you can just take your note 5 and note 6. S2, my 22,452. I know very well that my answer has to be S21. It has to be S21. Therefore, I'll divide everything by 22,452. I divide this by 22,452. Therefore, it's going to be 1.4 S21. 1.4 S21. Once you have calculated your asset test ratio for the year 2022, you now need to go and calculate for the year 2023. Let's go and calculate for the year 2023. For the year 2023, I do not have my current assets, so I don't know what to subtract from there. But I know that if I add these 3, it will give me my current assets there. So I'll take my calculator. Let me quickly add them. If I say my 54,000 plus 34,700 plus 1,650, it gives me my 90,420. 90,420. Then I can subtract my inventory, which is 54,070. This therefore gives me 36,350. And once I have my 36,350, I then say S2, 26,654. My answer has to be S21. So that means I divide this by 26,654. I divide this by 26,654. My answer therefore becomes 1.36 S21. 1.36 S21. I could have got this 36,350 another way, whereby I would have added again my note 5 and note 6, 34,700 and 1,650. That would have given me 36,350. Now I have my asset test ratio for the year 2022 as well as 2023. When I have them, then I can comment on them, because question number 2 wants me to comment on the figures calculated above. When I'm commenting, there are 3 aspects that I need to touch. I need to speak of the name of the financial indicator. I need to also speak of the trend. Do we have an increase or a decrease? And I need to include figures in my comment. Let's look at it then. I'll say the asset test ratio, this becomes the name, has decreased. This becomes the trend. You can see it has decreased. It was 1.4:1, now it's 1.36:1. It has decreased from 1.4:1 in 2022. When I see the 1.4:1, now these are figures in 2022 to 1.36:1 in 2023. So these are my figures. So in this case, I have commented, I have my name, I have the trend as well as the figures. In both years, the business was able to pay its short-term debts without relying on selling stock. In other words, the business is in a good liquidity position. Dear learners, let's go for an ad break, and I'm going to see you shortly.